Why does your boss think you're an elf, Ayrton?
Because I have a propensity for archery, and I'm pretty good at it. I walk almost silently, not even on purpose, even wearing cowboy boots, and she thinks my name sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings.
Ayrton, I think you misheard. I believe she was saying she thinks you're a MILF.
No,
I second
no,
that.
that's my type.
No.
Maybe she said DILF.
Maybe.
No. He's a motherfucker. I'd like. Yeah.
You gonna finish that, Church?
No. I'll not have that being clipped out.
Oh, are we live?
In for a penny, in for a pound. Ayrton's a motherfucker I'd like to fuck.
So we're live.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. All right. I have a thing for you guys.
Island boy.
Keep that gun. I'm just staring at the sun.
All right, that's enough of that. Did Larry and Rune leave after that?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I chased you guys off.
No, sorry. I'm just going to see my doctor for the cancer you just gave us all. What the fuck, guys? Why is everybody being so quiet?
Because I'm actually about to jump up and go throw my mom's food in the oven.
Because I'm still getting my screen set up. All right.
This is traditionally when I go get scotch. Come on, guys.
Sorry. I mean, I can turn the music back on. I mean, that's.
No.
So wait,
I'm the only island boy here.
So wait, are you saying that I should just talk about elf penis to start the show?
Yeah.
Elf weenus?
I mean, I have my cock out right now. So.
Are you rocking out with your cock out?
Yeah, but it's not gay because I'm wearing socks.
Hey, I mean,
Ayrton's always rocking out. He has long hair.
I saw a movie, and we could talk about the movie on the show.
Oh, jeez.
Can we talk about them?
See...
I don't know that we need to do this again. Do we have 4 hours to pull our hair out?
Well, no, we're not going to talk about that movie. We're going to talk about a movie that's both better and worse.
Look, my wife made me watch My Girl 2, and I was like, is Macaulay Culkin a zombie in this? Because otherwise I'm out.
Did you watch a porn parody of the Eternals?
No. I watched...
I did.
Oh, God. Dude, I know what the name of that movie would be. The Internals.
The accidental internals.
I'm looking it up to see if it's a thing.
I watched a movie that was sold entirely on the fact that it stars The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, the movie I've been actively ignoring.
What movie?
I mean, it's called Red Notice.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I care not at all.
I watched the movie with Ryan Reynolds as an NPC in a video game recently, and I didn't hate it, but I did kind of hate the idea that they were humanizing NPCs.
So real quick, all I got for searching Eternals porn parody is top 10 porn or top 10 movies real penetration. Best sex scenes of 5 movies, Nicole Kidman and Sharon Stone completely naked. Korean movie 3, and I come in my step cousin's pussy accidentally.
Look, Ayrton, we don't need to know about your search history.
Hold up. Is accidentally in quotation marks?
No, it's not.
I mean, clearly whoever titled this movie did it wrong. And the accidentally should be in quotation marks.
Whoever titled this movie is an island boy.
Also, there's one called This Ain't Dracula.
Apparently, anybody that has an Audible account, when you get your next credit, you need to go through and find Elvira's autobiography narrated by her. Yeah, Elvira.
What? This is a thing?
Big titty goth bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who came out as a lesbian recently.
Didn't Jimmy Stewart, like, I think Jimmy
You know,
Stewart
that makes a
one
lot
of
of
these
sense.
these prominent musicians, like, tried to sexually assault her at 14 because that was okay back
Probably.
then.
You know, I hate to say it, but Elvira being a lesbian makes a lot of sense because I have searched high and low and I have seen her Playboy layout, and yet she has never done the woman and male pornography we all wish she would.
You know, the only celebrity Playboy that I ever got, ever, because of my fandom, was China. And let me tell you, they had a great article about the Hell's Angels and the Hell's Outlaws in that Playboy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the nudes were shit, but
which-
the articles were great.
where did Hunter S. Thompson originally release his Fear and Loathing in the Hell's Angels stuff?
Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was originally in Rolling Stone, as was Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty much exclusive to the Rolling Stone for the first 30 years of his career. Wait, no, not 30 years. The first decade, though.
So are we live yet, or?
Oh yeah, we've
been live.
Oh God.
So talk about that elf penis there, Larry. Inquiring minds
like
want
a duck?
to know.
Is it fudge striped?
I mean, there's this guy who's trying to talk.
Wait a minute. Let's use correct nomenclature. We're talking about Elven Wood.
I thought we were talking about Island Boys.
Look. Does the gunk around the head, does that normally come out as Lombras?
So, what is the show about this week?
I have no idea.
Something called The Grey Death.
The fact that we haven't done a show in 3 weeks, I figure that's what the show will be about.
Oh, I noticed. The number of times that we've planned and rescheduled the Chronicles of Darkness game was foremost in my brain.
Was it?
Yeah. But, you know, life happens.
All Rune wants for Christmas is to finish this fucking game.
Okay.
Well, since in those 3 weeks I went on a date with a woman and had a good time, yeah, I've gotten half my Christmas list successfully.
So, do we want to start off by talking about Red Notice, so you guys don't have to?
Well, while I'm throwing my mom's dinner in the oven, you can start talking about Red Notice, and I'll just come back at some point.
I think we need to do the actual intro, though. So Larry can kind of get into the groove of actually being live.
Okay.
I suppose we can do that. I mean, it's not like I make special concessions for you fuckers or anything.
No, not at all.
Like, I definitely employ and don't pay a musician on this show.
I mean, that's just being a musician.
There is a sixth dimension beyond that
which is known to man.
A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the infinity gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination. At the summit of entertainment, the dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
Comics.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I'm your trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney, and with me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your host, the Church of Failure, and Ayrton can go fuck himself. Try and take my fucking thunder.
And Rune's going to be back here in a little bit. So the church was busy being fumigated for the last 3 weeks, so we haven't had a show.
They put me in a big tent with red and green stripes on it, and they made meth inside of me, and I'm not okay with any of it.
and then E.T. almost died in the back.
That was a good part of everybody's childhood.
He phoned home though,
and then Alec Baldwin accidentally shot somebody.
He shot E.T.
hey, but as we've recently learned from prosecution in Kenosha, Wisconsin, why should you?
It
be
was
afraid
in
of somebody with a
self-defense. Look, I just want to know who at the DA's office has pissed in that judge's cornflakes.
Well, I mean,
because somebody in the DA, a little binger, or someone in the DA's office.
You mean discount Robert Downey Jr.?
No. One of the lawyers on Ricada's stream has dubbed him Little Binger, and instead of Little Finger, he's Little Binger. And he or someone at the DA's office has royally pissed off this judge before.
Yeah. And Nick Ricada, I have to say, over this whole saga, proves yet again that Maddox is excellent at making other people rich and famous.
I mean, so is Harvey Weinstein.
I've missed this for the last 3 weeks.
Look, we got together last week.
Yeah,
we didn't do a show.
Your computer just decided to have an aneurysm.
Yeah,
it got mitochondritis or whatever the fuck it's called.
Myocarditis.
Yeah, that one.
So, do you want to talk about Red Notice?
I kind of want to play Maddox Lost, but the YouTube rhythm bot is fucked up.
Go for it, Larry.
So, this movie says, Ryan Reynolds is very attractive and charismatic, and people like him. You know who else is very charismatic and attractive? The Rock. And people like him, too.
No, they don't.
I like The Rock.
Yeah, but Larry, you're not people.
And you know who else is charismatic and attractive? Gal Gadot. And people like her. So what if we made a movie that focused on all of them? What's the movie going to be about? It doesn't matter. And that's Red Notice. So the basic flimsy plot element is there's 3 MacGuffins, and they have to steal 2 of them. But they were both set up, The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, by Gal Gadot's character, who's the mysterious bishop.
Ooh.
Who got them put into a Russian prison.
Wait, how is she a bishop? Women can't have places of power in the Catholic Church.
It's Episcopalian.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And she got them thrown in a Russian prison. And they escaped and had a series of shenanigans trying to steal ancient artifacts, which involved, Spain, Argentina, in a nice Nazi bunker.
Are you sure this isn't Indiana Jones 5?
No.
Okay.
Because this is more entertaining.
That's fair.
And then they eventually have a twist ending that it's an obvious twist for this kind of movie. And that's the movie.
That's it?
I mean, all the characters have father issues.
Wait,
but I mean,
wait. The Rock has dad issues?
Yeah. His dad was a con artist.
Like in real life or in the movie?
In the movie. And
I was
Ryan
going to say, because Rocky Maivia wasn't a con artist. He was an underappreciated wrestler, but...
Yeah. And Ryan Reynolds' character in the movie, which is movie Ryan Reynolds, which is all the characters he plays at this point.
Yeah.
As Church can agree with, because he recently watched Free Guy.
The fuck is Free Guy?
That's the movie that Church was telling us he was just watching with Ryan Reynolds in it.
To be more accurate, and this is unfortunate because Ryan Reynolds can act, Ryan Reynolds has 2 forms of movies. One's where he's actually acting, and one's where he's being Van Wilder.
Well,
So-
I mean, it's composite Van Wilder now because it's a composite of Van Wilder plus all the other characters
Right.
he's done that people really like.
Right. So Free Guy is Van Wilder in a video game.
Oh, the video game thing. Okay.
Red
Yeah.
Notice
Yeah, it's
is
Ready
Van-
Player. It's Ready Player One with all the Ryan Reynolds movies I've ever seen.
Including Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Including especially Detective Pikachu.
I mean, it's quite possibly the second best thing he's ever done.
Wait, Free Guy or Detective Pikachu?
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah. No, agreed.
And Red Notice was... It's like a marshmallow fluff. It gives you a bunch of sugar, but there's nothing there. Which is a shame because a heist movie starring The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot could have been interesting. Now, admittedly, there was a heist movie called with The Rock and Gal Gadot in it called The Fast and the Furious.
Well, hold on. So I know everybody has been having like huge boners for Gal Gadot since she did Wonder Woman. I mean, she's attractive and all, but man, you cannot understand a thing that bitch is saying.
Her elocution has improved.
Has it?
That doesn't mean her acting has. She's still wooden as shit.
Well, no, she's fine when you have a director who knows what her skill set is.
She makes me a little wooden. I'll admit that. But you can't understand what she's saying.
All right, definitive.
Well, let's be honest, Ayrton.
Hold on.
What you're interested in her for, she doesn't need to talk.
Fair.
Definitive opinion coming in. Gal Gadot was amazing in the first Wonder Woman movie, and in the second one, the whole movie was a garbage fire.
What about 1984?
Wait, that wasn't the first Wonder Woman movie?
That's the second Wonder Woman movie, which is terrible because
I never
Patty
watched
Davis was terrible in that, or Patty Jenkins was terrible in directing that movie.
I never watched it because I didn't see the other 1,000.
I'm talking about the one with
Wonder
Cheetah.
Woman movies.
The problem we could talk about how terrible Wonder Woman 1984 is again.
All right, let's
Is that not the one with Cheetah?
It was
yeah.
Church. That was a bad setup for a stupid joke that only Rune laughed at.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Wonder Woman 1984 is actually the first Wonder Woman film because the other Wonder Woman film is just Girl Captain America and not very good.
In World War One, it's different.
You see, the thing is, Gal Gadot is very similar in her acting to early Arnold Schwarzenegger. The problem is, much like early Arnold, most of the directors didn't understand how to utilize those skills.
Okay,
Red Notice
didn't
really know how to do that either, but The Rock and Ryan Reynolds were just having fun goofing around and being paid to do it by Netflix.
Right. Well, I mean, Netflix.
So that aspect of the movie was entertaining.
All right, I could see that. And
all right, I officially don't like whiskey stones.
You don't? I fucking love that shit.
Wait,
well,
is that like kidney stones you get from whiskey?
Well, there's a reason he doesn't like them, and it's because of this.
What? Thank you, Ayrton.
You're welcome.
No, I don't like them because unlike ice, they don't cool my whiskey.
Yes, they do. You just have to let it sit for a minute.
Well, that's not something I do with whiskey. What's wrong with you? What kind of fucking communist are you? Letting it sit?
Well, no.
Church, are you waiting for the minimum wage to increase?
Hold on. No, Church. What you do is you put the stones in your rocks glass and you put that whole bitch in the freezer. So when you pour it in, the glass and the stones chill everything.
Oh, so when I pour it in, the bottom of my whiskey glass can crack. Cool.
No, what temperature are you keeping your whiskey at?
I mean, the same temperature as the inside of my house, 73 degrees.
That's not going to crack your glass.
I mean, when I keep my freezer at like negative 400, yes, it will.
What is your freezer, a portal to Antarctica? What the fuck?
Look, some of us got to be making Dippin' Dots up in this bitch, asshole.
Is your fridge cooled by liquid nitrogen? Jesus.
No. Church's freezer's cooled in units of Kelvin.
Correct.
Oh, so it's negative 400 Kelvin. All right.
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees in there.
So it's measured in the lack of quality of an Abrams film.
No, not Kevin.
So some crazy Serbian showed up on your door and was like, "Hey, I have this weird freezer for you. It's only $35." And you said, "Yeah, sure."
Wait, we're talking about the Serbian film?
No, Nikola Tesla.
I think we were making very different references there.
Probably. Anyways, I have no idea. Do you have anything else to say about this movie, Larry, before we move on to talking about blackface?
It's weird that Ryan Reynolds has done a thing with his characters having daddy issues where they feel their dads didn't love them and their dads are all authority figures.
So projecting?
I'm not sure.
All of our dads loved us, but they all had to go out for cigarettes or go to work. So that's all I'm saying. Like, if you don't think your dad loved you, he did. It's just those cigarettes were really important.
And really expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know where you end up working for days and months on end when you got to pay for those cigarettes you just bought and couldn't pay for.
Yeah, I mean, Newports are like $9 a pack now.
That's right. So anyway, Larry amused us all last weekend while my computer was having a stroke with his review of the Eternals. And I have talked.
Oh, that's right. That wasn't live. I forgot.
I have talked to some normies who have seen the Eternals. And when I say normies, I mean woke normies. Like woke.
Okay.
So, the number one complaint that I have is after Endgame. First off, where are the stakes? And secondly, who the fuck are these characters? Because every one of these people has been to a Target or a Walmart and they've seen Captain America beanies, Captain America backpacks, Captain America notebooks, Captain America underpants. They've all seen Iron Man gear, Avengers gear, Hulk, even Black Widow shit, right? They've seen Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. There's not a normie walking around that wasn't reading comics back when the Fantastic Four were headed up by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee that know what the fucking Eternal is. Okay?
I'm the exception to that rule, but yes.
You're not, because you know how you learn about the Eternals? From reading comics that wouldn't exist without fucking Jack Kirby and Stan Lee.
It's actually funnier now.
I wasn't around back then, though.
You don't have to be around back then to read. I'm younger than you, Larry, and that's where I learned about them.
Here's the thing. I learned about the Eternals from the 90s era Fantastic Four cartoon.
Which wouldn't exist without the Stan and Jack comic books, correct?
True.
Thank you.
But my thing is that, because I talked about this when we were going over this before, nobody knows who the fucking Eternals are. Because the Eternals have never actually supported a highly successful, any more than a niche book. They got their start being guest stars in other people's books for that reason.
I actually made the perfect question for this. And I asked this woke-ass normie, I was like, hey, any chance you know the difference between a Celestial and an Eternal? And what do you think they said, Larry?
No.
They said no. They assumed they were the same thing.
Yep.
Because you know what?
It was a shitty movie.
Jack Kirby had a vision. And Jack Kirby had a direction that he wanted to take Space Marvel to. And Space Marvel really shouldn't exist even in the same continuity or universe or multiverse or anything. It should be a completely different character from 616.
Remember, originally, the books were separate continuities. They only became
guy?
shared
See this
continuities over time.
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo wee. Oh, you see.
Wah wah wee wah.
All right.
I'm just saying, you know that is a true thing.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, you know that originally they were in fact separate continuities. They only became shared continuities later. That's part of the reason for the instabilities, is because it was not planned from the get-go.
Well, and see, I agree and disagree with that sentiment because I think that, and this is my own sentiment that I'm talking about, not anything Rune said or done. I agree and disagree with the idea because I like the fact that Spider-Man and Captain America were actually kind of a big part of the original Infinity Gauntlet saga. I like the fact that they were able to translate that into a live action movie. However, I think that if you're going to take Jack Kirby's vision and you're going to project it across the universal spectrum of the Marvel universe, involving street level characters and things that Adam Warlock and Thanos and Eros and all of those characters become involved with, we're talking about a power level that would look at Spider-Man, who compared to a normal human being is fucking tremendous, right? Like Spider-Man has 10 times super strength. He basically has the ability to sense danger before it approaches. Like he can sense bad intention. Can you imagine how helpful that would have been for the people of Kenosha, Wisconsin, who were approaching Kyle Rittenhouse?
You know how helpful that would have been for Alec Baldwin's production team?
Right? So we have a character in Spider-Man who is roughly 10 times what a normal human being could be, with the ability to stick to walls and super acrobatics, and suddenly becoming a fucking gymnast athlete overnight because he has agility and super strength in comparison to a spider. And this motherfucker is an infant next to the actual Eternals, which
He's
Thanos
not even
was
an
one of.
infant. He's a zygote in comparison to the Eternals.
Motherfucker's a sperm, is what Ayrton just said. He's a fucking sperm trying to swim to the head of the class. And we have Thanos, who is an Eternal.
And he's in 4th place.
And to quote epic rap battles from history,
please don't.
Well, I mean, it was a good one, though. It was J. Robert Oppenheimer versus Thanos.
Okay.
He was born an Eternal, but came out looking so scary that his own mother tried to make him a temporary.
He's not. Can we address that? Because that's still going to irk me, man. Thanos
Absolutely.
is not an Eternal. Thanos is a Titan. They are.
No. Titans are subspecies
children
of Eternals.
Yeah,
right.
the children
but
of the Titans
it's a
were
subspecies.
also Eternals.
It's right,
They-
but the thing is that that's cousins. That's like
No,
saying humans are orangutans.
No. Think about
No.
it like this. Think about it like this. Zeus's father was a Titan, but Zeus was a god, right?
So
Zeus wasn't a Titan.
Here's how it worked in Jack's continuity, which has been scrapped by current era Marvel.
Go ahead.
There were groups of Eternals on Earth. They had a little disagreement over who took over. The Titans Eternals were the ones who left and left Zurus in charge, and Zurus basically made the Eternals even more godly powered than they previously were. And Thanos and his father and his brother were the only ones in the Eternals of Titan who were anywhere remotely in the power level of the Earth Eternals. You also have the Uranian Eternals, which were retconned in for the quantum bands. And there was a Kree Eternal introduced.
What?
There was a Kree Eternal introduced.
Okay. And did you say Iranian?
No,
Uranian.
Oh, Uranian.
like Uranus.
They were settled on one of the moons of Uranus.
Okay.
I know that's deeply personal, Ayrton. I know it makes you uncomfortable, but it's true. They are on Uranus.
No, like I said, it's fine. My socks are still on.
And what's worse is they were on Uranus in the 50s.
Jesus Christ.
And Marvel had a character.
Suck it, Oppenheimer.
And Marvel had a character who in the past had the quantum bands, and he went to Uranus and got them and learned things from the Uranian Eternals, but they all ended up dead.
And this is still the Jack Kirby storyline, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But that's been scrapped by modern Marvel.
All right. Because I'm not sure that makes a whole lot more sense. I mean, Jack Kirby did a lot of drugs.
Well, there was ancient histories of ancient aliens.
Yeah.
And the Eternals were fundamentally part of why the Marvel Universe existed.
Wait, so does that mean the ancient aliens guy with the weird hair is just Jack Kirby reincarnated?
I mean, he got his ideas from the same place Jack Kirby got his ideas. So, do you not understand the original role of the Celestials in the Marvel Universe as originally envisioned by Jack Kirby?
No.
So, like, you have mutants, you have people who get powers because, radioactive spider, they get some toxic waste sludge dumped on them. Why do they all have their powers? It's because the Eternals, the Celestials set it up that way.
Okay.
It's part of their experiments.
So is Betty White an Eternal?
No, she's just old.
Okay.
She's going to die eventually.
Yeah, we'll see.
And they made the Eternals, who were like, immortal godly beings. They were like the prototypes of the superheroes. And they made the Deviants, who were monster men. And they were bad managers, and they warred, and the Deviants were allies with Lemuria, and the Eternals were allies with Atlantis, and Atlantis and Lemuria attacked each other, and they both sunk. Mistakes were made.
Okay.
And that was around the time that the Eternals split up, and some went to the moons of Uranus, and some went to Titan, and most stayed on Earth. Interestingly enough, both the Eternals and the Inhumans had occupied territory inside the mountains of Tibet.
Yes, they did.
And isn't that also where, like, Iron Fist? Isn't that where he's supposed to come from?
Who?
Iron Fist?
I don't know if Kunlun is part of that.
It has an extra dimensional portal in Tibet that gets to where Iron Fist is from.
Oh, okay.
And,
so I wasn't totally wrong.
And Dr. Doom learned from evil monks in Tibet. And the Ancient One was also in Tibet. So a lot of things were going on in Tibet.
So when Jack Kirby was in college, he went to Tibet and took a bunch of drugs and, was so spiritual and cool, man, and I found myself, is what you're saying.
Well, Ayrton, just remember that we live in a world where Bruce Schrader, the judge in the Rittenhouse trial, was criticized for saying Asian food when talking about lunch one day, while our president, who shit his pants in the Vatican, who shit his pants in the Vatican, and has said the word Negro when describing black people is
well, no, he used Negro describing one black person who played for the Negro League.
I think Church's meaning, like, since he's been in office since 1870.
He's also been photographed with the former head of a chapter of the KKK, Larry. You want to tell me this cocksucker isn't racist?
Well, I mean,
are you telling me he didn't? Are you telling me he didn't endorse Robert Byrd?
Look, Church. There are much more current things to be concerned with about Joe Biden.
Yeah, the
like how
fact that he shit himself at the fucking Vatican. I covered that.
allegedly.
Well,
No.
No, Church. PolitiFact said that's mostly false.
No,
Yeah.
Quarantine Coof said it was mostly false.
Look,
Everyone
can
else
I-
said that it was factual.
Can I just mention that Joe Biden may have shit his pants in the Vatican, but really nothing of value was lost because it's the Vatican?
Well, I
Fair.
mean, nothing of value was lost because all he had that day was some prunes and a fucking
No.
oatmeal cake.
No, see, what you guys are missing, though, with them saying it's mostly false, that doesn't mean he shat himself. That means he sharted. He had some Hershey squirt action going up in there.
But Joe
Look,
Biden
we can't
his
talk about
personal
shards.
banking-
I might lose followers on Twitter.
So Joe Biden happened to share his personal bank account with a known drug user and solicitor of prostitutes.
You mean his
Many-
son?
His
Yeah,
son, right?
Oh, okay.
yeah. Who was getting paid money by businessmen of ill repute and foreign governments.
Are you sure you're just not talking about Joe Biden? Because Joe Biden's getting paid by foreign governments and people of ill repute. It's called his presidential run contribution.
Well, no. Like the Chinese government said they bribed Hunter Biden to bribe Joe Biden.
You know, it's
Chinese
bad
government
when you.
said that explicitly.
How do you bribe somebody with Alzheimer's?
Well, they give his drug-addled son money. So what's next at the docket, Church?
I still want to talk about blackface.
Actually, got something for you to talk about here on the docket. It's
Okay.
it's an official document that I wrote up well in advance of the show in preparation. Not something I'm pulling right out of my asshole. So the next item on the agenda, after Larry vamps for a bit and Rune disagrees with several statements of fact for jokes that only you and I would get on the worst of days. I need you to talk about Beard Zerker and what's your opinion on it.
Oh, shit.
I have not
That was-
received my copy yet. I am offended.
I mean, that's okay. Me and Church were like some of the first backers, so you should be getting yours soon.
Yeah.
So it's everything I was hoping it was going to be and more. Although I'm not sure. The likeness of Beard Zerker looks a little too similar to myself at the moment, and I'm not sure if I can get Don in trouble for that or not.
Well, look.
But
You should ask Don to do a comic book of your life.
He already has. It was called Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters.
Yeah.
Clint, the Hamster Triumphant, parts 1 and
Yeah.
2.
Exactly. That was a long time ago, Larry. I don't think we knew you yet.
Mm.
Larry knew of me, but
Yeah, fair. But no, Beard Zerker, it was a blast. It was so much fun to read. It was
talk to me
if
about
you've ever
talk to me about the quality of the guitar picks.
Oh, I mean I don't use guitar picks, but you know, they're good guitar picks. I mean, they're not
Did I ever tell you my only personal life story in regards to a guitar pick?
No.
I have a life story that involves
Actually,
a guitar pick.
that is literally the next thing on the docket. If you wanna roll right into that, Larry, it's right here.
How
I'm
did
gonna
you
check it
know?
off the list?
My God, it's like you can see through time. You there,
So-
boy in the street. What day is this?
So my cousin Diane,
It's church day, bitch.
my cousin Diane got engaged to the brother of Izzy Stradlin. Now, Ayrton knows who that person is, right?
Probably.
He founded a band you might have heard of with his best friend from his hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Have you been to Indianapolis?
A famous
I mean-
band that might have welcomed you to the jungle.
Ah, okay.
Because they have fun and games.
Exactly. So Izzy was one of the founders of Guns N' Roses.
So a band I hate, so I don't know anybody's name in it.
Wait,
but continue.
what? You hate Guns N' Roses?
I hate Guns N' Roses.
What?
Wait. Let's be clear. Do you hate Guns N' Roses or do you hate Axl Rose?
Yes. No, I mean, no, Axl Rose is a good guitarist. As a band.
Well, no, Axl Rose is not the guitarist, you dipshit.
Or no, sorry. My bad.
Dizzy is the guitarist.
Well, no, they've had several guitarists.
Yes.
There's Izzy. There was Slash.
I was thinking of Slash. He's a decent guitarist, but no, Guns N' Roses. Their songs are they're too repetitive and they're boring and there's not much to them and they're not that good.
I mean, that's actually fine. It's just specifically, it's like I gotta be sure. It's like, are you talking about Axl Rose? Because Axl Rose is a renowned fuckface.
Excuse me, Ayrton. Are you saying that the members of Guns N' Roses are not the Island Boys?
So anyway, so
continue.
This was when Guns N' Roses was a very hot band, and when Izzy was still a member of the band because he hadn't gone to drug rehab yet. He went to drug rehab and realized he didn't want to have relapse time, and he left the band. Also, relapse time T-shirts may be a thing in the very near future. Keep your eye out for the show channel for your link to buy relapse time shirts. So my aunt and her husband had, at the time, they were divorced, and she has another husband who just recently had a stroke. But that's neither here nor there. So they hired security guards and to keep people from bothering Mr. Izzy Stradlin. So what did you expect the security guards to have done in that situation?
Their job?
No, they're from Indiana.
Oh, do meth.
This is before meth was really a big thing. They were bothering the person. They were there to make sure other people weren't bothering.
Oh, okay.
And so I ended up at the hotel bathroom, as you do. And I after doing my business in the bathroom, I apologized to him that all the security guards and shit were bothering him. And he said, "Here, kid, have an autographed guitar pick." Because he was, at least pleased that I didn't bug him for shit, and I apologized that he was having a bad time with people bugging him.
All right.
And Izzy helped my cousin get her accounting business started because he wanted her to get to having grandchildren for his mother quickly.
Okay.
So that is my guitar pick story.
Nice. But so back to Beard Zerker real quick. If you guys have ever read any parody press comics or back when they were with Eclipse still, it's the type of humor you expect from Don Chin, really dumb and really sarcastic, but it's wonderful. And it's a great read the whole way through. The art's good. Bill did a great job, which is as expected if you've ever seen any of his other work. And it's a great book. I think you can still get it, can't you, Church? It's in demand. Or he's refilling his whiskey glasses.
I'm not sure if you can still get it or not.
No, okay. Yeah, no. I was laughing my ass off like from like the first couple of pages, like all the way through. And because I'm a terrible co-host, I totally forgot to skim back through it before doing this show. So it's not fresh enough in my mind to go deeper into anything than that. Oh, there's a Nazi dolphin. That's fantastic.
A Nazi dolphin.
Correct.
Apparently, there's a Kickstarter called Bear Zerkers.
All right. What did you think of it, Church?
You want me to be honest, or you want me to lie?
He wants you to do whatever's best for the show.
That depends. Do we want Don to come back on or not?
I mean, we definitely want Don to come back on, but let me just be honest with you here for a second. The weekend I got it was Halloween weekend, and then it was my wife's birthday, and it was my anniversary.
So you haven't read it?
I haven't read a goddamn thing.
Okay. Fair. I guess when Rune gets his copy, we can do a proper review of it.
Well, it's literally nothing against Don. It's nothing against Bill. I flipped through the book. I believe my son has read it. However, I still have fucking time, man.
No, understandable.
Like, you saw the anniversary gift I put together for my wife, right?
Yeah.
You know that took a month of my life, right?
And there wasn't a single racial slur on it.
There was. You just couldn't see it.
Oh, okay.
So wait, are you saying we should make N-Word the comic book?
No, Larry. Obviously, you haven't been following my Twitter. The comic book that the Gospel of Comics will be focusing on for the foreseeable future is obviously going to be Yellow Pants Jump Kick Man.
What?
You haven't been watching the Rittenhouse trial, have you, Ayrton?
No.
Literally, the defense has made the prosecution start referring to one of Rittenhouse's one of the assailants of Kyle Rittenhouse during the time which he shot 3 people.
As Jump Kick Man.
You mean shot 3 pedophiles?
No. 1 pedophile, 1 domestic abuser, and one.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah,
one
juvenile
burglar.
delinquent. Yeah. And Jump Kick Man, who dodged 2 bullets like Neo, he's been referred to in court by the defense, the prosecution, and the judge as Yellow Pants Man and Jump Kick Man. So I think there needs to be a goddamn superhero comic book about a man that can dodge bullets called Yellow Pants Jump Kick Man.
So wait a second. His only power is he can dodge bullets as long as he's wearing yellow pants.
Correct.
Any other projectile he gets shot. Like if you shoot a javelin at him.
If you got an AK-47 and you put glass in that bitch, he's done.
Hold up. What we need to do then is we need to make that the origin story for the man in the yellow hat in Curious George.
No, Yellow Pants Jump Kick Man is actually his biracial child.
Man, if only Alec Baldwin's director of photography had those yellow pants, she'd still be with us.
So what
okay,
are we going to next, Church?
Okay, I've like blue balls with these Alec Baldwin jokes. I've been saving these for the past 3 weeks just to annoy you guys with these for an entire show.
So in other words, you said you've been holding it like Alec Baldwin should have held the bullets back?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should have had better trigger discipline before you let these jokes off.
Exactly.
So what do you have next on the docket, Church?
Rune is mildly annoyed about something, but he's not saying it.
You know what? This should be actually how we do sections of the show. We should have like little logos for it, and that would be a segment. Rune is mildly annoyed about something, but he's not talking about it.
It's just that time in the show. I don't know what it is. We haven't planned this or talked about it. But I'm pretty sure Rune's mildly annoyed about something and he wants to get it off of his chest. So Rune, if you will. Rune is dead. That's what he's mildly annoyed about.
Let's talk about sexist Doctor Strange then. That'll get him going.
What the fuck?
Were you not watching our Twitter chat in the past,
Motherfucker,
like,
I've been
couple
watching
hours?
the Rittenhouse trial. I've been off of Twitter. I'm not trying to get biased by the fucking jury.
All right, Larry, go ahead and lay the background for church.
So Benedict Cumberstank said that he thought that Doctor Strange was dated and a sexist characterization when they initially offered him the pitch, which he said yes to right away. And I'm pulling up the Bounding into Comics articles.
And that's a problem. Why?
I
mean,
right.
as the Babylon Bee reported last week, I think a woman who's actually good at driving is starting to question whether she's actually trans or not.
He then continued. He said, and it's very tied up in that crossover, that kind of East meets West occultism movement of the 60s and 70s. Cumberstank then detailed, and this sort of sold me on the bigger picture of, oh no, don't worry, this will be very much a character of his time, and yes, he has an attitude problem, but this is what we envision. And I don't remember anything particularly sexist in the OG run of Doctor Strange's comics. But I didn't read that much Doctor Strange because no one did.
Well, yeah, because Doctor Strange, he debuted in Journey into Mystery, right?
Yeah.
The same run as Thor. So of course he's going to be overshadowed by Thor.
My only qualifying comment, as I said in the one-on-one, was that I don't have a problem with the assertion that Doc Strange is dated and or capable of being a sexist. That doesn't mean, however, that I think Benedict Cumberbunkle saying it means that he actually gives a shit.
Look, can we get his name right?
Pandering bullshit.
It's Wanglebert Flapdyback, okay?
I thought it was Engelbert Humpback Whale.
No, it's
No.
Engelbert Humperdinck, Slutbunwalla.
I thought it was Hubert Cumberstatch.
But I actually saw a good Engelbert Humperdinck thing on Counting Cars. And he showed that he owns Johnny Cash's Rolls Royce. And has it in his personal collection.
Why didn't they bury Johnny Cash in the Rolls Royce? That's obviously what you do.
Well, no, because Johnny Cash was more into Cadillacs.
Uh-huh.
But
driving that thing straight to hell.
He eventually had so much money he had to throw some of it at a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
When he wasn't throwing it at delicious heroin.
Right. And cake. No, Rune, that was a reference to his song "One Piece at a Time."
Look, the show is titled "The Gray Death." Let's give Johnny Cash his due. He wasn't just doing delicious heroin. He was doing all the depressants.
no. Actually, he did mostly uppers. I think he started with doing like speed.
Right, but you do too many uppers, you have to start taking downers.
You have to come down, yeah.
And then what you're doing your ups and
fucking
your downs.
Pleb, don't you know?
No, I don't.
Once you start doing your ups and your downs, then you start running into chronic pain issues, and then you start have to doing opioids.
Hey, all I know is back in like the 50s when him and Elvis and those guys got started at Sun Studios. When you went on a music tour, you were driving yourself. So that's why they started doing like speed and stuff like that, is because they would have to do a show in like Nashville until like 1 a.m. and then drive to like Charleston, South Carolina to do a show the very next day. So they do speed so they could drive through the night. And it's just a vicious cycle that.
Look. If Biopics have told me anything, it's that it's inner tragedy that makes you get a drug habit, because Ray was a life story that wasn't entirely made up.
Look, I'm just saying, if we're going to make up an alternate history version of this story, you have Johnny Cash high on crank driving a tour bus, Elvis
No,
and
it would have been a station wagon.
well, no, we're going to say it's a tour
Right.
bus for this
All right.
fictionalized version of the
And
story.
he collided with a Crown Royal that rolled downhill, and that's how.
No.
And but that's how Kennedy's secretary ended up in Lake Potomac, right?
No, because you see, this is before all that, and Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis were in the back trying to figure out who could bang a 12-year-old faster.
Don't forget Carl Perkins.
Edgar Allan Poe beat them both to the punch.
It doesn't count when your sister's dead, man.
Oh,
so
shit. We got somebody in the chat.
Oh my God!
I've not been watching the chat.
Hello, I'm new here. I'm a comic creator. Wait, what?
I'm so sorry.
I think I might have made a mistake. I'm so lost.
Yes. Mistakes were made, but it's okay.
I am sorry, Miss
Rena 1000.
Miss Rena. I did not even see you in the chat.
This is a experimental show.
It is. It's not experimental. Not like the drugs.
No,
it's experiential.
Like the drugs.
Miss Rena, if you've ever watched Andy Kaufman, that's basically what we're doing, but for comic book content at the moment.
Because there hasn't been a lot of really good comic book content.
Right.
I mean, unless you want to talk about how Goyer's going to fuck up the Joker again.
But if you're curious about blackface, just go to that Star Wars Girls
good God, man.
account.
Just, what is it with you? Just really.
No, they were asking in the chat. They said, "What about blackface?" So I said, "Go to her Instagram account if you're curious and still listening."
I mean, really, if we're going to talk about things that are currently in the comic book news, there's like
she never watched Andy Kaufman with a C.
Wait, a Moon Knight trailer dropped and I haven't seen it?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
they never watched Andy Kaufman with a C. That's what the chat said. I'm African American. Okay, that's fine. We're fine with that.
It's Kaufman with a K.
Yeah, it's Kaufman with the K, but
it doesn't matter.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I have quoted.
No, look, real quick. We have to address the elephant in the room, real quick. Oh God, I've lost my train of thought.
Me too.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
that Star Wars girl, Anna.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the Vampirella cover, right? You guys remember the Vampirella cover? Everybody gave her shit for that because of the rose and all that and whatnot, and it looked like a Bratz cover, and as opposed to her hyper realistic paintings that she was selling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the last piece of artwork you saw her post to her Twitter or her Instagram?
Nothing.
I haven't seen anything past the comic book cover for Vampirella.
I mean, comic book cover schemes from Dynamite are common, so I was like,
No, I understand that, but here's the thing. She had this whole thing going where she was doing paintings and whatnot, and then she just all of a sudden stops after she gets one cover that's mildly successful with Dynamite,
and then starts an Indiegogo for a cosplay calendar.
Yeah. So there's no more art. So I think, I could be wrong, but I've seen some supposed customers of Anna, that Star Wars girl, calling her out on artwork that has been commissioned for upwards of $1,300 that has not been delivered in over 14 months.
$1,300. If somebody gave me $1,300 to record a song, I would record it naked and film the whole thing. And
You would record it naked while sucking their cock. I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ayrton, you're a blues man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you need to owe them $1,300 to be able to do the song?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. So, Miss Rena, if you want some music for your project, let me know.
Oh yeah.
But so she's been posting pictures of this cosplay calendar that people paid for, but she's posting the pictures for free on Instagram and shit, and e-thoughting it up. And she just posted a picture of her as Catwoman, but as Halle Berry Catwoman. Like, she was in a tanning booth for 17 hours. And like, I'm sitting there just bored scrolling through Instagram, and I see this picture. I was like, all right, that's a cool cosplay. And then I see the name. I was like, wait, what? And I had to do a double take. Like, there's no way this is the same person. And so I clicked on the account because I don't follow her on Instagram. It just like showed up in the recommended, I don't know what they call it, recommended feed. I don't know. And was like, holy shit, this bitch just took a bath in shoe polish and curry to get her skin slightly darker than it is. And this is going in her fucking calendar that people paid for. And I can't believe it. She's pulling a Justin Trudeau, and I don't think she's Canadian, so I don't think she can get away with it.
To
be fair, Justin Trudeau can't get away with it either.
to fill in, because we in fact have someone viewing. This is the Gospel of Comic. It is hosted by our Lord and Savior Church of Failure.
And his lordship is fine.
And
definitely not your savior.
The actual Laird. It is basically an unfiltered look at comics, comic movies, comic materials, and whatever shitlordery is passing for topical in the comic sphere on all fronts.
And also, we don't accidentally shoot our production managers with bullets that we thought were blanks.
And they're going to make bad jokes all the time.
One of the things I had to explain to the super normie that we were talking about Eternals with is the Captain America closed loop. Because that's been a heavy point of contention, right? In the MCU, how did Captain America living his life after being frozen in ice and living as an Avenger in modern times, how did going back in time not disrupt the timeline? It's pretty self-explanatory at that point that it's a closed loop, right?
I mean, yeah, it's bad storytelling, but it is a closed loop.
Right. So every timeline in that loop. Oh, okay. Magic Gal Media. Black Rhapsody. There's a mailing list available if you're interested.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely go check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Magic Gal Media?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I twisted my ankle moving some shit today, and awful.
You mean you sneezed wrong?
18 plus Dark Magical Girl horror series. Don't follow me if you're under 18. All minors will be removed.
Oh, and they're followed by Parody Press. Oh, cool. All right, you're already good in our book.
we actually started talking about Berserker earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hex Allen. All right.
Give us a shout out on Twitter. Give us a DM or something. We'll have you on the show to talk about your book.
Yeah. I'm gonna click on the link right now. This actually looks kind of cool.
And
matter of point, it might not be the next subject on the itinerary, but it's something we should talk about. Are we going to talk about alternative press and their new advertising scheme.
They've done this before. It's not new.
They've done it before, but I do
I know, I'm just saying.
appreciate it, and I think that it needs to be done more often by more indie creators.
Hmm. Although that does mean you
Man.
can't send the
A,
book
ri-
to media
a
mail.
rising tide raises all ships, right, Room?
Indeed.
Holy shit. Whoever's doing your art, this is fucking sweet. Anyway, sorry. I'm looking at the Indiegogo page for the mailing list. Continue.
Yeah, I was just saying that the one catch is if you have advertising that can ixnay your ability to use media mail. That is the downside of that.
Elaborate.
But if you're, well, I mean, it's a rule with the post office. Now, if you're in a situation where you're doing an Alterna, then Alterna will cover, you get your crowdfunding to get it published. Then once Alterna prints it out, you then roll it out from there. Oh yeah, so I think I saw this. Are you the one using the Black Terror stuff? Let me look at that. No, it's a different one than the one I was thinking of, but it is also. I have seen this one and it looks good. I would look forward to talking to this person on the show about this book.
Somebody explain to them
Yeah.
that this is the show to get their confidence on.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
we literally have like between 1 and 5 viewers. So if you embarrass yourself, no one sees it.
I mean,
but yeah,
I mean,
yes, Alterna as in Peter Samedi.
I mean, arguably,
we praise Peter all the time. He's fantastic. Newsprint is the way to go.
I mean,
but
arguably,
Ayrton praises Peter, not me.
Yeah, I do.
I mean,
I praise the Peter, but it's not
with
gay
his socks on.
My socks on. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Arguably, like, if we know about you, we can certainly introduce you around to Cold Mountain and Dillard and so on.
Well,
so that helps.
Miss Arena, shoot me a DM and we'll talk. It'll be cool. This is a laid back show. So if you want to kind of get into the groove of talking about this shit, just shoot me a DM and I'll get it scheduled and make these assholes kind of behave.
I mean, I behave more than you do. I don't know what you're talking about. It's between me and Larry to determine who is the most well behaved here.
It is true. It's not church though.
No, it's not church.
No, church is an unruly building.
But I try to pull my weight and actually like schedule people to come on the show. I think I've done like 3 over the past 2.5 years. So, I'm doing good.
Wait, I mean, I can propose people for the show. I'm allowed to do that.
I've scheduled more people to come on than Alec Baldwin is shot on accident. So
Jesus Christ.
Well, I was helping a local business move some of their belongings, and they were moving it from one location to another, and it was only about a block away. So
I mean, I would hope they weren't moving it from one location to the same location.
Well, sometimes you're just rearranging shit, right, Ayrton?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta shift stuff around, man.
Feng shui. Ask Donnie Mao about that. He knows. But somewhere in the process, I have twisted my fucking ankle and broken a toe. And I don't know how the fuck it happened. That's how old I am at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I don't do anything that I recognize as being harmful, and somehow I sprain my ankle and break a toe.
I had a similar experience this morning as well. I didn't break a toe, but my ankles decided to twist themselves up and in turn caused my knees to be twisted.
Sorry, I'm looking
So we
for
got that
something-
going around.
I'm looking for something to split my toe with. Do you guys handle this for a minute?
Oh boy, are we missing surgery?
I mean, what's weird is over the last 3 weeks, there really hasn't been a lot of content that's come across our desk that's made us want to just jump up and say, yes, we need to talk about this.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: we are hugely behind because we're professionals. So let's talk about this on air. We need to do Chronicles of Darkness, and we haven't read Moon Knight yet.
I mean,
And there's a Moon Knight trailer.
Not reading Moon Knight is more of a choice than a you know.
Hey, I like some I like some old Moon Knight. I want to read some of that. Come on, let's do it.
Because Dracula's a big freaking nerd.
Look, I want to read the Moon Knight that Rune posted in the Discord, but not the actual book.
We could also try something for Larth. We could read something I wrote that got published and is going out to backers.
We should definitely do that as well. I mean, obviously you're on the show, so we should promote your shit. But anyway, I'm literally going to find something to split my toe up with now because it is excruciatingly painful.
But Church is here doing the show, so
you're not just gonna pour whiskey on it. Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, he's literally off.
Fuck you! Pouring whiskey down my throat doesn't make my toe feel better. Let me go find something to put a splint on this motherfucker with, or else I'm gonna come to your house and rip out your small intestine and eat it.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
That sounds like a Korean series, because it is actually.
Wait, what?
There's a Korean romance series about a guy who falls in love with a Kumo.
If you want beef, come get this Korean barbecue.
Larry, why are you reading Korean romance novels?
No, I'm talking about a TV show from Korea.
Oh, why are you watching Korean romance TV? That doesn't change the question.
Because they got a whole bunch of them on Netflix, and some of them are okay.
See, okay. I can't judge Larry because I watch Korean historical dramas and I watch Korean horror soap operas.
Did you say horror? Horror
soap operas.
Yeah. Look one up called Vampire Attorney. It's actually amazingly good.
Don't all soap operas have horrors in them?
No, horror.
Oh, sorry, I missed the second R.
Scary things, not sexy things. Unless your sexy things are scary things.
I mean, you guys never met my ex-wife, so
I watched a Korean horror soap opera about a young man who was forced to go work for an immortal hotel agent who runs a hotel for the dead that are trapped between heaven and earth.
I know this series,
and it was actually charming.
So question. We call people that are into like anime and manga and Japanese stuff weebs, right?
Yeah.
What's the derogatory term for people that are going to be getting into like Korean stuff?
They're still weebs.
It's not achieved critical enough mass for it to be its own thing.
Well, I mean, you have K-pop, right? That's
right.
Been a thing for a while.
That has critical mass.
Hey, look, if you guys want to read a book, all right, even though it's only an episode long. And you want to read something from Korea?
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Miss Reina, the villain in my comic is a sexy Lovecraftian thing. She is modeled after Beyonce. I fucking love that. That is fantastic.
I mean, Ayrton can only get so erect.
But there's always room.
But what I was gonna say is, if you want to read a piece that's quite good, we look up a webtoon called "Everything Is Fine."
Everything is fun.
Everything is fine.
Oh, fine.
Which I believe is subtitled with "Everything is not fine."
No, everything is not fine. Everything is about as far from fine as you can get.
I mean, I can pull it up and play some audio. I don't have the ability to play video on my end, I don't think.
Of Beyonce?
No, of what you just were saying.
Oh.
No, he's
I
talking
don't know.
about a
That's up to
webcomic.
church. Yeah, that's.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that's
My
up to
bad.
church.
Now, there's a whole subgenre of Korean comic books that are inspired by manga, and those are just starting to get on the radar with fans.
Okay.
There was one that, God, I don't remember the name of it, that was like a High School of the Dead sort of thing that had a show that got adapted and is on Netflix.
Sweet Home.
Yeah,
Like-
Sweet Home. And I've heard
So-
good things
Yeah,
about it.
it's not a High School of the Dead type thing, but I know what you're talking about.
Should we get Captain Weeb up in
No,
here
no,
and
no, hold on.
review a Korean manga? Because that could be kind of interesting.
Hold on, y'all remember Sir Isaac Newton?
Yes.
He wrote a lot of stuff, right?
I mean, I know of him. I don't remember him because I wasn't alive when he was.
I was, but you know,
Oh, okay. Well, you're a
We are building.
y'all remember some of the shit that he wrote?
Yes.
One of his
a bit.
one of his theorems was the greater the mass, the greater the attraction, right? When referring to gravity.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
my ass.
Well, you know, the only reason he wrote that is because the scholars of his era wouldn't accept that he said, "I like them thick as fuck," right?
No, church. He wanted to write. I like them hoes, dummy thick. Is what he wanted.
No,
to write.
what he wanted to write was "We them island boys."
I believe the correct language is
Then he
I
wanted to
like big
shoot his
butts and I
production
cannot
manager.
lie.
Then he wanted to shoot his production manager with a prop gun.
So Rune, I think what we need to do is we need to come up with a list of emergency topics to talk about in case the show goes horribly wrong.
When church has a mental breakdown live on air.
Clearly, we just start talking about gamer stuff, and we can go on and on about elf
Gamers,
films
So-
gamers rise up.
until Church wants to kill himself. You know.
No, but seriously, guys, I want to read some sort of Korean manga. I'm curious now. I want to.
There's
I want to
there's
kind
a
of
different name for Korean
Well,
manga. Right?
here's the thing. Do you want to read
Okay.
like a actual book, or do you want to read like
No. There's a different name
yes?
for Korean mangas, correct? It's called Baki or some shit.
I think so.
That's why I was asking because I believe the term for Korean hentai is manhwa.
Yeah, but
Because
there's
like I
another
said,
word for
when
their manga.
well, like I said, church, when you were gone, we can get a hold of Captain Weeb and have him come on.
I didn't
and we
take
can do
my
a-
headset off. I was just
Oh.
splitting my toe. You fuck.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing. For all
You never do,
all I
so
know-
you shouldn't assume.
for all I know, you were cutting your toe off and shoving it up your ass.
I'm shoving it up your ass later tonight.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Just leave your
Church,
socks on, bitch.
I will. Hey, as long as my socks are on, as long as we don't come at the same time, we're good.
No problem.
Church,
on
why
the
were you
second
putting-
thing.
Look, Church, why were we putting out all those fires?
Look, somebody had to. Okay, I gave my body armor to somebody else before I got there. I was putting out fires. I had some medic training. It was self-defense. Do I need to cry? I haven't been to drama school. Do I need to cry?
We absolutely need to take notes of this, Larry, because clearly the reason that the storyline about the philosophical Power Rangers doesn't happen is because Church is too fucking drunk to function.
I am never too drunk to function. What do you need me to do? No
Oh.
one's asked me to do anything.
True.
I mean,
you like weeby things. Well, if you want to come on, we can read this Korean manga. You can review it with us, and we can talk about your book if that'll make you feel more comfortable on air.
yeah, we're all about making.
She's
you feel
already spoken
comfortable.
about that. Let's talk to her in DMs before we put her on the spot, gentlemen. Calm down.
I'm just reading the chat because I have it up now because I'm an asshole and forgot to pull
Yeah.
it up earlier. In the
I mean,
show.
hey,
Yeah,
hey,
because,
I had it
you know,
up, and I
having-
wasn't even looking at it. I am also an asshole.
Yeah, having it up is something you guys aren't used to. I'm assuming.
I don't know. The lady I went on a date with seemed to be quite pleased. So fuck you.
I don't know. Ask your mom.
Hold up. Did you meet your date on the chat, Rune?
I did not, but she would probably enjoy this experience.
That would have been that would be a weird.
That
story.
would be fucking Kino as shit.
Well, as I think of it,
that would be based in Coach Build.
I was on Dario's podcast once, and we were talking about comics, and Dario proclaimed that I fuck. And then I had a date. So apparently, this works.
I mean, we all know that Rune fucks, but it's usually while he's being a DM, and if you're a player. Rune fucks your whole life if you're not careful.
So, since we have a little material issue,
we don't have a material issue. Nigga, do you want to do this? Do you want to go outside? Larry.
Well, look, you guys figured this out. I gotta go see if my mom just killed herself in the other room.
All right.
I mean, if she didn't, get her on the show.
Here.
But, Larry, if you want to go outside, we can do that.
No, I don't want to go outside. It's too late. I'm tired.
Okay, it's cold. It's cold where I'm at. You don't want to come see me.
Dude, don't even talk about cold.
Look, okay. Nobody gives a shit about Detroit. Detroit's the shithole. Fuck you.
I live in an Alaskan tundra, essentially.
Nigga, nobody cares about you. You're in Detroit. You were born to die, son.
Hey, I was born in Atlanta. Thank you very much.
Now,
that's not fair.
Real quick,
he's not made of copper. If he was made of copper, he would definitely die in Detroit.
True.
Serious discussion, though, gentlemen.
Yes.
Have you been keeping up with the Rittenhouse trial?
Yes.
A bit.
I mean, Church, I've been keeping up with the Rittenhouse trial.
I know you have, but I'm only on day 7. I'm catching up. I started from the beginning, and that's why I've been so absent from Twitter.
I haven't been watching Ricada's streams, but all the way through.
You literally should be.
I said I haven't been watching them all the way through.
This motherfucker's got 90,000 subscribers.
Let's do. Also, Nick actually got to be one of the top 3 super chat getters during that week on all of YouTube. He was up there with VTubers for getting super chats.
This motherfucker was number 1 of YouTube for 4 hours one day. He beat out the Peppa Pig streams.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about some key witnesses that I've recently seen since I'm only on day 7. Larry, do you remember Sal from Car Planet?
I do.
He doesn't remember giving Kyle Rittenhouse or anyone else a ride in his BMW, right?
I mean, look,
he didn't remember
cars.
But he did remember that he owns a BMW and 10 other cars.
So I'm back.
So I have a dot Indian friend who owns some hotels in my hometown.
Mm.
Not my current town, but in my hometown. And he and I went to school together. But his father owns these hotels, and now he owns them because his father is retired, quote unquote. And I just pulled him to the side at the bar, and I said, "Tell me something, and be straight with me." And he said, "Okay." And I said, "When you have a cash business like a hotel or a car lot, and an Indian family, do you really have 3 sets of books?" Like, I asked it like I knew something. And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "So you have a set of books for the IRS, a set of books for insurance, and the real books?" And he said, "Well, you don't really write down the real books, but we know how much is coming in and going out."
You keep the real books.
This is why mobsters get caught, because they actually write their books down like idiots.
This nigga just told me, he was like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to talk to the court. He said if he ever got called to trial on something and they asked him about his hotel, he'd be like, I own it, but I'm never there. Even though he's there 7 days a week. This motherfucker takes a nap there at 6 o'clock at night because he's been there for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, if I ever got called to court, I'd be like, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened in that room. They called me and I showed up, but I didn't know why I was showing up. The manager pretty much handled it. I was just there because I had the keys. And he said this is how you're supposed to deal with the prosecution because your insurance is investigating you and they're waiting to bring charges based on your testimony. Even if somebody else, like Nick Smith, says that Dominic Black, Kyle Rittenhouse, and Nick Smith got a ride from Sal from the car doctor location to Car Source 3 in his BMW or his Mercedes, something
Bro, do you even
expensive in
have 10
Germany.
cars?
Nick, I got 20. But this motherfucker obliterated Sal's testimony on day 7. Like, the defense started calling witnesses and it was like bang, bang, bang,
Mm-hmm.
bang. And I just don't even understand. Like, how do you do the defense's job better than the defense when the defense is already fucking up 2 days in? And you have 7 more days
I
to go.
personally adhere to what a lawyer said. He said he can't prove it, he wouldn't presume it, but he would almost believe that they were throwing it. And I can buy that. I can buy that they're actually like, I'm going to throw this.
Well, no, the lead ADA tried to become district attorney in Racine County. And lost.
Their testimony is weak as fuck. Let's be honest about that. Like, their charges are weak as shit.
Yeah.
The thing is on day 9 or 10 of the trial, they looked at the judge and they looked at the jury and they said, can we have the jury consider a lesser charge on Rosenbaum instead of murder 1? And they're like, no, murder 1's what you've been arguing for 10 days. We're not going to go back and redo these last 10 days, counsel. Please shut the fuck up and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you
But then they gave it
so
to him.
bad? No, the judge explicitly told the jury that they would not be considering a lesser charge than murder 1.
Oh, I missed that part then.
Yeah. No, look it up.
But the thing is he's running for office and he's using his handling
He's going
of this
to
trial.
lose. He's going to lose.
He's using this handling of the trial to win with a certain demographic.
He's going to lose in that demographic because he's going to lose his case. So he's going to lose because his base is going to think he's
not going to
ineffective.
He's not going to lose the case. White privilege and racism lost the case.
You think Krause is going to lose the case? No, if you say that, then the riots will be even bigger than they're going to be already.
Oh, no. It's not Krause. It's Littlefinger. Littlefinger is the one who's running for DA.
I understand that. But Krause is the worst of the 2 attorneys. Let's be honest. But here on the Gospel of Comics, let's be completely honest and transparent, okay? This show has no racial bias whatsoever, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, Novel Bro's not on the stream, so yeah.
but he's a Scot. He doesn't matter.
The show has no sexual bias.
They're barely people.
Wrong.
As a potato, I assert the Scottish are not people.
What was the question you asked, Church?
This stream, as a cumulative, Ayrton, your personal opinions don't fucking matter. We have no sexual bias. We will have females on. We will have
Yeah.
people who identify as transgender on,
As long as they're hot.
as long as your socks are on, they can fuck you in
Yeah.
the ass. I heard you. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
this is not
didn't
a
you tell me
not a
I
biased
need to be in
environment.
a hot tub for all shows going
Yes,
forward?
with mannequins of our avatars on
Okay.
the iPad screens.
All right.
Oh,
If we
see,
can figure-
I was looking forward to arranging a show where I'm just going to sit in the bathtub.
No. Well, you can do that, and he can like put your video cam up on your face cam on the mannequin in his hot tub.
Because the thing is, I have a tablet, and with the appropriate headset, I have microphones. So I could literally just be in the bathtub and be like, "Hey guys!"
You can just Ricada he thought it up. Like I feel like I should kind of do a reverse this week and just end the show without telling you guys.
Look, you're actually trying to get to a point of value, so maybe you should get to it.
Sorry, continue.
No. So
I'll push the mic away from my face.
okay, good. No, this is not a biased stream, but I think that the Rittenhouse trial inherently shows that you either understand that this is a self-defense trial with no racial or sexual or social bias, or you're someone who's trying to dig for the deepest crevice of a racial, sexual, or social bias out of something that is a clear
or you
case
just
of
watch
self-defense.
CNN.
No. Church. There is a third option.
Is there?
The third option is it's a political show trial designed to target the enemies of the people in power.
You just watch CNN. Come on, that's the same thing.
If it was that, Larry, if it was just a political show trial, then the prosecution would have been much more prepared than it seemed to be.
No, it wouldn't.
I mean, they're from Wisconsin, Church.
It has nothing to do with it. Look at the Menendez trial and O.J. Simpson.
Oh, we're from Wisconsin.
The prosecution is always a shit show on a show trial.
Why'd you come over to Milwaukee and I'll make you a meat pasty?
Look, if you want to understand how the roof got up there while I'm going through this bag,
I mean, in fairness, my feelings about Wisconsin are connected to House on a Rock, which is one of America's worst tourist attractions.
My feelings of Wisconsin is that the whole state smells like cheese.
When you have a situation where the lead prosecutor shows up in a better looking suit than the lead defense attorney several days in a row, and then realizes that he's fucking up and starts wearing meme lapel pins, the jury notices that shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought he had wore the lapel pins before. It wasn't until I rewatched some of the older clips I was like going, oh, he didn't wear those. But the prosecution didn't have the theory of the crime. They just knew there was a crime and they were going to prosecute somebody for it.
Well, let's be completely honest here. If they were going to prosecute anybody for any crime whatsoever regarding Kyle Rittenhouse and the ownership of that gun, the charges should go directly against Dominant Black and Kyle Rittenhouse's mother.
Well, I mean, they don't have any evidence a crime happened with the ownership of the gun.
Of course they don't. And you know why they don't? Because
they didn't look for it.
Well, no, because no unlawful crime happened during the possession and ownership of that gun.
Real quick, I just want to say I owned my first gun at like 14 or 15, somewhere around there, and I still have it. It's a 50 caliber Hawkins muzzleloader. Do you know what would happen to a person if I shot them with a 50 caliber muzzleloader?
They would not be doing well.
They would be in 4 pieces right now. All right. Like the gun that he used in this has nothing to do with any of it. It's just because it looks scary and military. Well, the gun that I own, because it looks old timey and people aren't afraid of it, would literally blow somebody in half.
Can I be the voice of reason on this for just a moment? Can I say the real things that are getting put aside because everybody's picking sides and having conversations? For just a second.
Sure.
I've not been following the Kyle Rittenhouse thing beyond knowing that it exists.
Rune, you realize my side is against the government.
I know, but this has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I haven't been following it beyond knowing that it's going on and knowing people are talking about it because of three very important facts. One, I'm in Washington State. This was out in the Midwest. So I have no bone in that fight. Two, I'm not a legal expert. None of us are legal experts. We have, at best, a novice's understanding of these things. Okay,
I'm pretty well schooled when it comes to fire. When it comes to fire,
but here's the thing: I love the fact.
Speak for yourself. I'm a legal expert. It's legal for me to be awesome.
Sure, but I love the fact that out there on the Twitter space and everywhere else, everyone is suddenly like a magna cum laude with all the opinions about statutes and process and whether or not we should or should not be having a trial or just lynching his ass. You know, that's lovely. And then the big one, the absolute biggest one to me, okay, is this is a trial where there is no winner. Which is why Larry, hi Larry, can have conspiracy theories about show trials.
There's absolutely
and fighting
winning.
The power.
There's
no, there is no winning.
No, there
is no winning. And I'll tell you why there's no winning. I'll tell you how there's no winning. There's no winning because if he wins, whether justified or not, right, there will be a fucking riot because they're not getting a pound of flesh. If he loses, we'll hear nothing but how it's a travesty and a mistrial of justice and bias.
No, Bruce.
Both sides will go in inordinate details about how they're right and the other's wrong. Ad infinitum, ad nauseum, forever.
No, Rune. If he loses, that is basically saying a legal gun owner, which he had legal right to use and own that gun in the parameters of where he was. Hold on. Let me finish, Church. Okay. Let me finish.
Well, fuck it. I'm going to smoke. Y'all hold it down for 10 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
If he loses, that is saying that if somebody comes to my house and attacks me and I pull out my rifle and shoot them, that depending on what side of the aisle they are on, that I am in the wrong to defend myself against personal harm. So no, it is not as lose-lose. No. If he gets off. No. If people rioting because he gets off versus people losing their right to defend themselves because he wins is a
if he gets off,
if you're equating those to the same thing, those are not the same thing.
No, if he gets off,
we have a right.
Ayrton, if he gets off, there are people on the other side of the aisle who will say that we have now justified the right for white people to just randomly shoot black people at will.
He didn't shoot black people.
Doesn't matter. That's what they will
hold
say.
on, everybody, shut up. I have an erection. Larry, go for it.
So, the thing is about all of this.
Also, this is our 5-minute warning. We're
5-minute warning.
In 5 minutes.
So there's all sorts of weird elements in the truth is stranger than fiction because fiction has to make sense category. The lead detective on this case is the son of the mayor. The lead prosecutor on this case is trying to become DA of Kenosha County after losing in Racine County, so he's playing to an extreme political angle in his prosecution.
Yes.
No evidence was collected. The police admitted that they didn't go after exculpatory evidence, which was fundamentally against the pillars of how our justice system works. They didn't go after witnesses that knew things about the trial.
Hold on,
who were
Larry,
in the courtroom
Larry,
at the time.
Hold on, Larry. Let's assume that everyone has the same standard of facts, okay? You don't have to explain the whole case to everybody. But the thing that you're trying to get across, I think, is that this isn't a political or a racial matter. Rune, to your last point, that was the most intense that I heard. White people shooting black people. None of the quote unquote victims of that evening were of anything but Caucasian descent.
Not
But
the point.
But
It
what
doesn't
also
matter.
That is the
Hold on.
point.
No.
Well,
Everybody. To
The
Ayrton's point, yes, there will be riots, and yes, I can see where even if there are riots, this is going to be a landmark case in self-defense. This is going to be quoted to and referenced in every self-defense case from now until at least 50 years from now, when technology has to catch up again.
Well, like
Up.
7 years,
No.
but
This
Church
case,
is sending us home. He's cleaning this up and sending us home.
all right.
this case is going to be a landmark case, regardless of the outcome. Now, I said at the beginning while we were off air, I'll say it again here live on air. I think that this judge has had his cornflakes pissed in by the district attorney's office,
that is true.
especially Little Binger. Thank Ricada's guest, who I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. I respect you, sir, but there's too many lawyers, and I love you all. I think that this judge is biased against the district attorney, not towards the defense, but I think the district attorney's office has pissed in his cornflakes one too many times to get away with any horse shit. And I think that particular reason is the reason that the defense is getting away with so much. However, the defense has been called out multiple times, and I think that the jury of Kenosha County is diverse enough for this to be a 50-50 shot.
I gotta go help my mom up here.
Yeah.
All right.
But I do have a qualifier to my point when I come back, whether we're on or not.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you get to that. I don't want you guys arguing over it. I mean, it's not that important. What I'm getting at is that this is a landmark trial, and this is something that if we're not careful, that people who generally get along will be at each other's throats, just like we almost witnessed Ayrton and Rune getting into it about, because it's not something that needs to be this divisive, ladies and gentlemen. You need to look at things from a non-biased perspective. You need to look at things and say, hey, yes, there's no reason that 17-year-old was there. I think that Dominic Black deserves to be charged with negligent ownership of a firearm. I think that Kyle Rittenhouse mother needs to be on fucking trial for allowing her 17-year-old son to be in Kenosha County with an AK or an AR-15 strapped to his fucking body. You think I'd let either one of my kids, regardless of whether they were 17 or not, if they lived under my fucking roof, out in the middle of a goddamn riot, whether they had a gun or not? That's fucking stupid. That boy had no reason to be out there, and for the rest of his life, he's going to be a target. So Rune was right in a sense, Ayrton. There is no winning this. Even if he gets off, that man is going to be traumatized for the rest of his life with either PTSD or people trying to get one out of his ass.
He's currently being treated for PTSD.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he'll either have PTSD without ever serving in the military, or someone's going to try and get his ass every time he turns the corner. And that's what a win looks like in this situation. So do you really want that victory?
Yes, I do. I mean, it sounds callous if we're gonna go down this road to fuck over the government. No, hold on.
No, you're too heated about this issue. You're not hearing me.
No, I'm not getting heated about it. Yes, that is a win. What if he has to live with the PTSD of what happened during that night? I count that as a win because we are telling the government, fuck
I'm
you.
not saying
no,
for
hold on.
you.
Hold
no,
on.
Shut up.
Hold on.
You're not hearing me.
Let me finish.
No,
I am. Hold on.
No, I hear you. We've heard your point. What I'm saying is, do you think Kyle Rittenhouse counts that as a goddamn win?
No, he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
The point.
No, that is the point.
That's not.
It doesn't matter what you think, because when you get brought up on it, there aren't going to be 17 videos of you shooting someone on your property.
Well, hold on. No, the point is, he went through this. This is awful that he had to go through this, but him getting acquitted from this is a statement from the people saying to the government, fuck you guys. I'm going to use these rights, which the Constitution is a farce anyways. We should have just stuck with the Federalist Papers, but that's a whole different issue. But saying fuck you, if someone goes to fuck with me, I'm going to use the force that I have the ability to use to take them out, and you guys can go can go fuck yourself. So if he gets acquitted, that is a win for that issue.
No, it's not.
I am perfect. No, it is, and I am perfectly fine with that.
It isn't. It is not a win for that issue, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because it's still open for appeals, and the eyes of the public, the people who are the loudest screaming majority, who are the minority, I'm sure, but the loudest screaming majority are going to say white supremacy and fucking bullshit from here until the end of time because of it. There's going to be
say
riots.
that anyways.
There are going to be people dead. There are going to be fucking fires. There are going to be businesses destroyed. There is no winning in this situation. So I can understand what Rune's saying. Yes, there is a win on a technical sense, but there's no winning regardless of the outcome.
See, but Church, if that happens, that's going to push us closer to be able to legitimately bring up the idea of a national divorce where you say, I don't want to be in a country run by crackheads anymore. I want to be able to have the right to defend myself and my property no matter the situation. And we will be able to issue in a actual peaceful split and national divorce of this country, which we've needed for the past 20 years. And I see that as overall a good thing. Like, get rid of the federal government. DC is entirely useless. Everybody in there is evil because all they want is power. They don't care about us. All we need to do is just tell DC, fuck you. We're going out on our own. We don't need you anymore. And this is the perfect case to use that as a springboard to get to that. And I view that as a good thing. Whether it leads to some chaos or not, like out of this chaos, we can get to a good point where we're like, we don't want to be we can't live together anymore between this ideological split. The Occam's razor has moved way, way too far to the left, where even if you're more of a centrist libertarian anarchist like myself, you're viewed as an extreme Nazi right-wingist. Whereas with this, we can say like, okay, well, we want this. You guys don't. You guys are rioting. We're going to shoot. If you guys are going to try and burn down our businesses and kill us, we're going to shoot you. So why don't we just split? Why don't we just split everything? You guys go your separate way. We'll go ours. It'll be good. I think this could lead to a peaceful resolution of a national divorce, which I think we desperately need in this country.
Hello.
I think the appropriate way to end this is
should I play the Island Boys again to play us out?
No. The real tragedy of this is going to be Mark Waid's going to write even more school shooter based comic books.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But that's okay. But that's okay because he'll be in the other America. He won't be on the side we're on, so it's fine. We don't have to read it.
Can we be in the America that has Rammstein singing about "We all live in America"?
Yeah.
So Church, I think it's time for
time to play the game.
I think Church, it's relapse time.
I did have a point on the previous subject, but I'm assuming Church had the last word already.
No, go ahead. I actually want to know your opinion.
Right. I want to let me be clear because I'm kind of retarded. I'm not specifically saying that this is a racial matter because, Rittenhouse shot a black guy, which he did not. Okay, I'm aware that all the particulars were Caucasians. The issue is that there are extremists, race baiters, propagandists, profiteers, who are trying to make this a racial issue based on the fact that Rittenhouse came to a race riot. Okay?
Okay.
And they want to contextualize it as, if he wins, it is justifying that white men are allowed to walk around this country with guns at the ready at any time to shoot anybody they want, while Afro-Americans, unarmed, are at risk. And the thing is that I was alive for and watched the Rodney King riots on my TV as a kid. Okay? I do not want to see that shit again. I do not want to see a lawful result from a lawful court, for good or ill, spawning racially and politically charged violence of convenience to suit somebody's plan.
But
shit bothers me.
But Rune, okay, and I understand your point, but if the chaos and the mayhem out of that leads to, as I said, this a more peaceful national divorce where we can actually divide this country into sections where people actually get along and we don't have to deal with this kind of stuff anymore. Don't you see that as a good thing? If we can get rid of DC and say, fuck all of you elites in Washington because you don't have any idea what's going on.
I don't believe that'll be the result in any context.
No,
ever.
No. There is a way to peaceful result, and I feel like this could be, not is going to be, could be a first step towards that process.
I think there are way too many people vested in status quo for that to ever happen.
There are a lot of people invested in the status quo, but I think there are equally as many people that you don't hear about because they're not screaming on Twitter that are like, yeah, fuck you guys, we don't want to be part of you anymore, and let's divide. And this is the perfect catalyst, the perfect springboard to lead to that, and to get rid of a centralized government, to divide up, let the people that want the more centralized government have it, and the rest of us that just want to be left alone, we can privatize everything, privatize security, privatize fire departments, the roads. Oh my God, the roads, that libertarian meme.
Wanting it and having the ability to enforce it, two entirely different things.
No, we have the ability. The technological advancement we're at today, we do not need a government. We do not need it. We can surpass a centralized government with the technology we have.
Larry.
I think we have gone further off the road into the ditch than we ever have before on this show. Yeah. I think it might be fun to do like a irregular show where we get a chance to go more in depth and detail into this stuff.
I've seen that on Cartoon Network, irregular show.
The Gospel of Comics Adult Swim edition.
So why the fuck aren't we on Adult Swim? We should be.
I mean, if his name is John C.
All right.
Is that church's universal symbol for shut the fuck up, we're out?
I think so.
I mean, probably. I mean, I don't know. Does anybody have any final thoughts? I guess.
My final thoughts is this